This conference will now be recorded.
All right, so today is Wednesday, May 8th, and as always, everything that we're going to be talking about today is for educational purposes only, and nothing is intended as any type of investment advice. All right, so overall, another pretty slow pre-market morning that we got going on out there. Not really much that I see, but a few things that I do want to go over that we will be paying attention to. So before I even start with our actual list, let's talk about Facebook for a second. So Facebook yesterday, just keep in mind, I know I don't really have the stories in a lot. Obviously, when I'm doing classes, the beginning part of classes, I don't really get to see most of the stock market. But one thing that I certainly did see yesterday in our class was Facebook. So Facebook has some phenomenal selling prints at 188 right here. We were looking for it to pull up right to about 199. So keep that in mind as we're going into this morning, that there's just a whole bunch of selling. The actual stock itself trading during the pre-market is garbage. It's got not even 100,000 shares yet. But overall, certainly something that you should be paying attention to based off of that story. Now, the two stocks that I have on our list, I'm reaching a little bit, but I want to go over. First is BYND. So BYND, I've been following since its IP, since it's been a stock. And one thing about it is that it really does at some point give a very, very easy trade. And when I say this, I mean that, like, for instance, yesterday when we were coming up to that 84 level, it gave a phenomenal amount of prints, maybe a burst of about 5. And a stock like this, most of the prints that we see out there are going to be these one print that comes in at the level. So certainly something to keep in mind. We do see that at 79 we did have a few prints that were coming into the close, not really anything to pay too much attention to. So it's going to need a show of hand. But the one thing about it, guys, is that the range in this thing is absolutely incredible. You could see yesterday $10.45. It is way more of an advanced stock. This is not a beginner stock because it will run you in circles if you are not correct. But just some to certainly focus on. And this morning, already 237,000 shares. Like I said yesterday, $10.45 move. So there's certainly going to be a trade that pops up in there. Just not giving us that show of hand yet, but you know what? We'll wait for it. And when it does come, it's, the reward is usually very, very big. And then I'm also looking at BURG. Now, the reason I'm looking at BRG is because it's sitting in this consolidation and the volume's actually really good. It hasn't done anything yet. So it's still, waiting for the move that we're going to see once the morning, once we open up. I would like to see some type of a little bit less of a mix at this 250. You can see coming up to the 250 level, we did have some good prints underneath. But then we come over here, you can see the selling at 240, the mix at 250. We did get a great new buying position at the 250 level as well, but then it followed with selling. So it is definitely mixed. We do have the buying there, but it's just, like I said, very, very, very mixed. So really going to be looking for the pullback from that 250, hold that on this support level right here around 225, and then obviously the only way we would take any type of trade in it would be a trigger back towards that upside. Oscar, no, not 199, 198. 198 is where the print started in Facebook. And those are pretty much the two things that I've been looking at this morning, because I haven't really seen anything else that even resembles something that I would be looking to trade. So we know about BURG. BLIN, we saw make a real big move the other day, but it just really doesn't give much. It's not really, it's one of those stocks that's just kind of crazy. And I haven't seen anything this morning in it yet that would really give me any indication of where I'm going to be looking for it to go, besides the technical analysis side of things, where it's pretty much holding and it's looking a little bit bullish within this consolidation. But that is not enough to go on. So we're going to put Blinn on our side list, but it in no way is, towards the top of things that I'm going to be looking at. We have DARE, D-A-R-E, 1.4 million. Just not enough there. Way too quantity. It moves 12 cents on average, even if it moves 25 cents. Just better things for us to be looking at. Way too much of a distraction. ZAYO definitely looks like a buyout. No interest there whatsoever. 179,000 shares TEUM, but no real type of trading going on there either. And then BYND, which we have already spoken about. Now, moving over to the loser side of things, same type of deal. INGN, beautiful trend coming into here. It's actually not terrible. It's got some good volume. It's trading pretty smoothly right now. 63, you can see we did have a one sell print. So there's really no show of hand in here yet, but certainly something to keep an eye on. INGN. One thing that we do know about is range on average is huge, $4.30. So certainly, something to keep an eye on, but you just need to make sure that you get that show of hand first and not try to chase the movement, because once again, with a range that big, things can turn very, very quickly. We have NVTA, which I just don't see much here either, just a little bit too quantity. It moves $1.29. It's just going to be better things for us to look at. Better things are going to pop up once the market opens. We have PBPB, absolutely nothing. DDD, 117. I remember when this stock came out, We're going years ago, but not really a trade, not really anything for us to even look at. PLUG, I'm sure most people remembers this stock as well, but just absolutely nothing going on there this morning. Now X, eventually we knew it had to fall based off that buying that we saw coming in during the first day last week when we started to see this thing push up. But we know, it had to end up giving a pullback, and that's exactly what ended up happening. But there's just no real trade there. There's nothing going on, no interest in that one either. CHK, absolutely not. And that is it. There is not really much out there that we can really even look at coming into the open. So it's going to be doing a lot of scanning once we get into the open, as well as a lot of looking at our everyday stocks. Now, anything else out there that I missed? Pretty weak. Usually we have something. I literally don't have one show of hand going on out there that I can even get behind. EA, let's take a look. Well, it made a nice move. That's why it didn't pop up, because this morning it's pretty weak looking, but it did have some nice buying that came in yesterday at a weird time, 527 at the 100 level. So pulling back from the 100, coming up above, absolutely. It's one of the better looking stocks that we have. It's not doing anything yet, but it certainly has a better story than most things that we see. So certainly we'll put that one on our list. All right, guys, so remember, we have class starting at 10 a.m. That email will be sent out shortly. And then other than that, let's make sure we work as a team. I'm not obviously going to be in for most of the morning because I will be in classes. So definitely let's make sure that we work as a team out there with patience, because, especially with the way that the open has looked so far, the pre-market has looked so far, certainly going to need that patience. Wait for that show of hand. And remember, it only takes that one. All right, guys, I'll see everyone in the chat, and happy trading.